guys, we do use an embargo, the 10:30 embargo on Saturday evening to Sundays. Any questions to the mics, please, guys?
Good afternoon, Pep. Ben from Sky. Can you give us an update, firstly, on Benjamin Mendy? I know you've been careful with him coming back with his knee, but how is he? How close is he to being able to play and start Premier League matches?
Really, I don't know. It's after the minutes he played Barton away. He had 2 or 3 days he could not training, and the last 2 training sessions he was able to train in, and we will see day by day. Really, I don't know.
How much is the team at the moment missing the Kevin De Bruyne of last season, when he was fully fit and he was also one of your standout players? How much are you missing that player right now?
All the players play in a high level when the team is playing good, not for one single reason. So we have to do is play good, and when our game is good, with potential individual players will increase.
How much of an opportunity is it for you to get back on track this weekend, specifically looking at Arsenal? Their injury problems in defence particularly might be an area you're able to exploit. Do you feel that?
So we have to improve our game regarding the last game. And that is when you have to be focused. So the other issue is not important.
Pep, Simon Stone, BBC. After Liverpool had drawn on Wednesday, Kyle Walker put a tweet out where he kind of was a bit sarcastic towards Liverpool, and then he took it down. First of all, were you aware of what he'd done, and what do you think about that? Are you bothered about your players potentially winding Liverpool up and making them more determined?
I don't control. I'm not concerned about the social media, the players with the tweeting or Instagram or the other social media. So I cannot control it. So.
But you make a lot. You say quite a lot that you concentrate on your own team. You can only control what Manchester City do. But in an instance like that, it's clearly a player looking at an opposition team, and it could give them a bit more motivation to do better.
I don't think so. So motivation to win games ourselves and the opponents always increase, not for one tweet or another one. So the opponents always do many things, sometimes against us, and nothing happened. The motivation is our game, is what we have to do.
Pep, Don McGuinness, TalkSport. Can you just give us a roundup of any injury issues, who is available, who isn't available for Sunday?
Not today, except Bini, the other ones take a training session.
And how quickly is it out of the system, the defeat to Newcastle? Obviously things could have been worse with Liverpool drawing to Leicester, but how quickly have you managed to get that out of the system, the players get that out of the system?
Oh, it doesn't matter if we have 5, 6, 7, 8 points behind. It doesn't matter. We have to increase our game, improve our game. That is not the issue. So
have you analysed
we have done before, and I know we can do it, but nothing changed. The fact we are in the position we could be 1 or 2 points, or 5 or 6 or 7, so we have to focus in our game.
An easy question, but have you managed to analyse what you feel went wrong and why that won't happen on Sunday?
Yeah, of course we analyse, we talk, we see what we have to improve, in which areas we have to improve, and the way we have to attack some defensive structures like Newcastle. It will be completely different than against Arsenal, and we knew it in the past. We did it in the past, so that's why it's just to analyze what you have to do for no repeat again. You know what you have done the last game.
Hi Pep, Andy Hampson from the Press Association. Do you have a better idea now when Vincent will be fit, and how frustrated has he been through?
No idea.
How is he feeling at the moment?
No idea.
Hi Pep, Jerry Jacks from The Guardian.
Nice.
You've lost 4 games this season. At times you've looked better than last year, but obviously you've lost these 4 games. Is there anything in maybe the fact that David Silva's a bit older, he's 33, 34, Fernandinho, so maybe a bit of fatigue setting in with regard to how you play with some of your players?
It's the same with the question from Kevin. So the team, the way they play, potential individuals. So no change one player with 33 years old, and after 33 and 3 months later it's older. No. So the team potential, the way we play potential, the individual actions. No, I don't expect like a manager. They know them for oneself. Take all decisions and solve our problems. Our problems must be resolved collectively.
Do you know what the problem is then, or is it just because it's a tough league and this can happen? To have 4 defeats.
No, it's we playing the last 2-3 months. Every 3 days, different competitions. We jump from Carabao Cup, Premier League, a little bit before Champions League, and sometimes you play this kind of games. Is try to avoid it again. So, what do you have to do?
Hi, Pep. Dave McDonald from the Mirror. You've got 3 big games in the space of a week. Obviously, Arsenal, Everton, and Chelsea. How concerned are you, particularly with the Everton game that was rearranged? How concerned are you that could impact negatively on your players and sort of overload them with so many important games in the space of a week? Because it was brought forward.
The situation that we have in this week is the same in the last 2 months, 2 or 3 months. So it's not news. So it's happened. Challenge is the only way I know to after negative result is focus in the play, and in the mentality to say, okay, we are in the 1st of February, a lot of points to play, and still many things going to happen, but it's not going to happen good if not increase regarding last game, not in the previous one, regarding last game, our game. That's all. If the situation is simple, so increase the way we play in terms of and many details we didn't do quite well, or we don't have options. So the players knows it. It's not news about that.
Hiya, Pep. Ian Meadow, ISN TV. How do you rate the job Unai Emery has done this season with Arsenal, and also where are the major dangers in the Arsenal side that worry you?
So quite well. It's the first season, new players. Always he has done incredible jobs everywhere. In Spain, 2 or 3 teams they were, in Paris Saint-Germain, and now here. He's doing really well. Well, remains always tough. So very nice, interesting midfield players with Chaka Torreira, the young guy, and in front a lot of quality. Lacazette is an incredible player, and Mayan movement runs in behind, good wingers, quality with a low tempo with Ozil. So top side. So I don't discover nothing special.
Pep, Liverpool are trying to win the Premier League for the first time, and you being the champions last season. Is it hard to, as much motivate you are, to level this motivation, this atmosphere that can be on the other side of?
They have more? Sorry?
Like, it's hard to cope the motivation, the level, the motivation being a club that has...
Regarding our motivation?
Yes, exactly. Because they never won the Premier League.
So about what they feel, I cannot answer. I'm not there. So I can answer what the team. So, of course, we are not happy about the last performance. Everybody knows. So we knew immediately in the halftime and after the game. So we know that. But if we don't have the motivation, we'll not be here where we are in the all competitions and trying, another final and a cup, being there, and Champions League, finish first, and then last 16 and the league being there. So we could not be possible. So of course that is a process, and many times when the people say you're the perfect team and you are unbeatable, this kind of things, no long time about the people say about that. And always my answer was the same. So every game is a proof, every game is a challenge to do what can do better, and sometimes there are up and downs during the season for the players cannot sustain 11 months in top level. The opponents are well prepared, they want to beat us and show us all the results in this week. It was difficult for United and it was difficult for all the teams, to the top 6 to win their own game. So it's normal. There are a lot of games, there are a lot of period, and sometimes to sustain there, sometimes it's tough, but that is a challenge and we want to face them. We'll see.
Couple guys for the embargo, Paul and then Simon.
Hi, Pep. Paul Hurst from the Times. You said you need to see an improvement in your team. Is there one particular area where you think there is kind of a big gap?
No. It's do what we have done. It's not new. So we have done many times. Let's back on track in our principles and what you have to do. They know it. So it's not, oh, you have to improve that because it's not the first season, so we did it. So it's a simple things, few things, we have to come back to do it.
Is it little details, basically?
Yeah. Not big yet, because what the project in Newcastle, we didn't create, or we didn't invent, or we didn't do something different what we had done since a long time ago. So let's come back.
Hi, Pep. Simon Bajkowski from the Manchester Evening News. I know you're focused on your team, but did the Liverpool result this week lift you and the players after Newcastle? Just to let them know that, Liverpool may drop more points before the end of the season.
Well, it's much better. But immediately I would say, how will be our level? If our level is the last game, it doesn't matter. We stay 5, 2, 1, we are not going to win. So nothing changed. What we learn, or we have to learn about the previous game for the next game. So if you are satisfied for the result, that's all. We don't see what we have to do. No, will not be contenders until the end.
Okay, guys, embargo, please, for 10:30 on Saturday evening.
Hi, Pep. Simon Mullock, Sunday Mirror. I think it was